Perfect. Perfect. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Success Zone. What day is it? July 9th. Is that right? That's crazy. July 9th. I hope you all had a great July weekend. And I know out here in Vegas, it was a hot one. But, we're just warming up, guys, as an industry called network marketing, and the purpose of Success Zone is really to keep you on track of what you need to do to build whatever company you have chosen. And there's thousands of companies out there. Here's a good fact. 20,000 companies have started over the last 50 years. Okay, and out of that, only 5% have made it over 5 years. 5% have made it over 5 years. And when you look at traditional businesses, it all aligns in the same way. If you look at a restaurant, how many restaurants start up and don't make it 5 years, right? Or any traditional business. Because a lot of people, they have the mindset, and I hear this all the time, and talk about something that makes me crazy, is when they say, that's network marketing. Network marketing is different. Network marketing is not different. Network marketing is the fastest way to bring a product into the marketplace. Okay, and when you understand that, okay, you just understand the principles are the same, regardless of your product, regardless of your compensation plan. There's a roadmap to success, and that's what I really want to talk about today. I got a lot of great feedback on Friday's training on fear. Unfortunately, because we went dark, that was not recorded. So don't worry, guys. That will be, if you go back into Giamalva Global, there is another fear presentation there that we did a couple of months ago. But we repeat all these different trainings. And a lot of you understand why. It's not that trainings change, it's people change. The trainings will be the same. These trainings that I do are the same trainings that were done to me 25 years ago. Okay, if you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, right, that's from the 1920s, right? But the same principles, right, apply today, 2018. So those things don't change. What always is going to change, if you're taking your journey, is you. And if you're changing, you hear the trainings differently. And that's really the message I want to send to everybody. So when you look at our business or your business, the biggest part of it is preparation. And we're going to go through all of this, right? Preparing. Now, let me talk about preparation just for 1 second. It's preparing what? You. It's preparing your mind. Okay, a lot of people look at preparation, and you can look at it this way. This is not bad or good, right? I have to buy my day timer, right? I have to have my business cards. And I'm not making fun of that. If that's part of your preparation, get it, right, and get it done. Some people prepare, and they get ready for 6 months. They're preparing, okay? Just here is me. I'm prepared. Okay, now I've made that mindset that I'm prepared to do what? The work. That's execution. Execution of your plan. And then from execution, right, you will be doing what in our industry? Think about it, guys. What's our execution? Isn't our execution one of two things? It's either selling the product that your company markets or products, or bringing in a new person that's part of your team, which leads to the next, teamwork. Obviously, you got involved in network marketing, everybody on this call, from a business standpoint, because you understand earning a percentage off your team is better than earning 100% off your efforts. That's the beauty of network marketing. It's like people franchising. You understand that, right? right? If I'm McDonald's, if I'm a McDonald's owner, do I earn more money with 20 McDonald's or one? Would you understand in our industry, our McDonald's are people? Every time I sponsor a person, right? If I sponsor Larry and Larry lives in a certain area, he's a franchise for me. And I got to get that franchise productive. That's the teamwork. And then if I have Kathy in another part of the country, she's another franchise for me. I have Sonia in Minnesota. That's a franchise for me. Now, let me ask you a question. Do some franchises underperform? And some franchises overperform, right? It's all about what? It's all about the person. Have you ever seen, right, a restaurant that no one can make work, and all of a sudden that same restaurant on the corner of a busy intersection is bought by somebody else, and all of a sudden it thrives? So people say location, location, location. No, in my mind, it's people, people, people. And I'm going to work with Larry, and I'm going to work with Kathy, and I'm going to work with Sonia, and I'm going to help them develop their franchise. That's teamwork. I'm vested in helping them. Guys, someone's vested in helping you. Now, to do that, right, you got the motivation. And all that equals success. And this is the roadmap to success. Okay, what does it say? Roadmap to success and greatness? Okay, so you're doing the same thing. Put together a map and then put pins into that map. Every time you sponsor a person, put a pin on where that location is. You're McDonald's Corporation. You guys got to have this mindset. You're Ray Kroc. And you want to put as many pins in that map. Some of you have companies that are able to operate internationally. How many pins do you have on your map? Because every time you put a pin in the map, you got to understand something. You can now put into that pin a dollar amount. I'm getting off track, but you know what? That's me, right? So if I'm Larry and I have 10 pins on that map, and I'm doing my business plan, right? Okay, what is this pin going to be responsible for? Well, Larry has Mary, and Mary lives in Texas. Okay, Mary, what are you going to be responsible for? Because Mary has her pins on her map. So Larry is meeting with Mary, right? And she says, I'm going to do $1 million. Well, that $1 million is part of Larry's plan. You follow me? It's like anything you'll ever do. When I was with Bally's, we had 400 pins on the map. I'm sorry, 4,000 pins on the map. We had 4,000 locations. So guess what we would do? Okay, we would find out what each location would do, and that's how we built our budget. And we would hold people to that budget based on our compensation plan. It's the same thing. See, a lot of you don't understand how big the business you've chosen is. I could build a $100 million company without the traditional overhead. Those are my pins on the map. Okay? So it all starts with what? Us. It has to start with us. What are the goals that I must achieve? Okay? Are my goals achievable? Okay, you know my thought process, guys. If you don't have realistic goals, you'll never achieve them, ever. They have to be realistic. Am I challenging myself with these goals? It's like a high wire act. Okay, they have to be achievable, but I also have to challenge myself. And this all is based on what you're willing to do. Do you see how you have to keep reverse engineering? And what does the reverse engineering always point to? You. How many hours a week am I going to devote to this? How many team members am I going to add? How many new pins am I going to have on my map? That's how you determine your goals. If it's just you Okay, you're limited. You're not going to build a $100 million company, and I'm just using that number. I know that scares some people. Okay, a $100 million company just off my efforts. Are my steps towards these goals measurable? In other words, I'm the one pushing the snowball up the hill. Yes, that's the good news and bad news. You're the one pushing every minute of every day to achieve your goals until you find that unique person that goes, I'm on that journey with you. And now you give him some of the burden because you found a leader. And now you get that person doing the same thing. When you get this thing rolling, guys, you can't stop it. But you know the sad part? And this is the honest to God truth. Most of you won't last long enough to realize and to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Why? Because it takes what? I think I played that for my group on Saturday, the bamboo tree. Okay, you guys should Google that. Okay, go on YouTube and put in Les Brown, the bamboo tree. Les Brown, the bamboo tree. Okay, don't do it now. Okay, stay with me. Okay, don't do it now. Okay, but when you hear that, you're gonna go, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so can I actually see myself achieving these goals? Here's what's tough. If you've never achieved a goal, if you've been through 5, 6 different companies, maybe sometimes you doubt yourself. You know why you doubt yourself? Because you're looking for the answer in a different product or a different company or different leadership. You're looking the wrong place. If you believe in you, you can believe in your goals. Has to start with the belief in you first, not any of that other stuff. That's just stuff. It's like some people who focus in, right? The right words. Don't say this word. Don't say upline. Say partner. Don't say MLM. Say this. They have no idea what they're even talking about. This is another thing that makes me crazy. What people focus in on. It has nothing to do with anything. I promise you that. I will never tell you something that I know in my heart of heart works or doesn't work. It's not about that. You know what it's about? You believing in you. If you believe in you, you could use your own words. And this is what people really focus in on. It's the minutia. And I promise you, the people that focus in on the minutia, I'm telling you, those little things never have built anything in the industry. Will achieving my goals negatively affect myself, my current circumstance, or the people I care about? See, if I have goals big enough and they start affecting my lifestyle and the people I care about, you see the motivation where it comes from? Okay, so you got to really sit down with yourself and you got to put together some achievable goals. I've given you all some ideas if you're on Success Zone, right? I start with bite-sized goals. Okay, guys, I'm going to say it again. And I know I repeat myself a lot, but that's okay. If I prove to myself, just think about this. Tell me if I'm crazy. I'm okay with that, okay? Tell me if I'm crazy. If Larry proves to Larry that Larry did X to make X, and let's say X is $500. Larry knows exactly what he did to make $500. Can I ask you all a question? Could he not teach it now? Okay. Now watch this. If Larry proves to himself he can make $500 and he believes that what he did, he can duplicate, what is Larry's upside? It's unlimited, right? Can you imagine having the magic formula to teach people how to make $500 a month? Can you imagine if you had a magic wand? How many people would you touch with that magic wand? knowing you can make 10% of their 500. Let's just use that number. You would teach it to everybody, right? Well, what if Larry proved to himself he can make $1,000? Now, guess what? Do you see how multi-level works? You prove it to yourself first, but you know what most people do? They look for the person that's going to go out there and do $1,000 worth of business. No, you got to prove it. Everybody's out there looking for the people that are going to build it for them. No, you got to be the one that builds it for you. And then you teach them to do what you did. It's the opposite. This is what makes me nuts. So I'm saying to you, you want an achievable goal? Okay, prove to yourself the dollar amount that you can make this week. And then all of a sudden you just start writing it down. Okay, I made 20 calls. I got 15 no's. I got 5 yeses. Out of the 5 yeses, I got 1 person. Okay, then I would teach talking to 20, wouldn't I? I would teach that script. This is where it all comes from. So that's how you get to be achievable. Okay, now preparation. Let's talk about preparation here for 1 second. Okay, I've always considered myself to be just average talent. And what I have is a ridiculous, insane obsessiveness for practice and preparation. Okay? Doesn't matter what you think about Will Smith. Okay, if you like him or don't like him. Okay? Can't say he's not successful if you've heard this man's story, where he came from. Right? Where most people that came from the hood, that he grew up with, right? Some of them didn't even make it out of the hood, but he did. Well, how? Ridiculous, insane obsessiveness for practice and preparation. Okay, now, preparation. Let's talk about this. What resources are available to assist me in preparing for success? Where are the resources located? Okay, guys, I'm telling you, preparation is great, but don't just be preparing. What do I have to do to use the resources I need for success? How much time do I have to prepare? Let me help you with that one. Not much. Shouldn't spend a lot of time preparing. My idea of preparing, okay, is making that decision. See, if I make the decision, now I can have the ridiculous, insane obsessiveness for practice. See, I would actually lose the word preparation. Practice. Practice. Being obsessive to your goals. You could use the analogy of burning the boat, right? We've all liked that one. I burnt the boat. Okay? You got to burn the boat based on your goals and dreams. But I love this ridiculous, insane obsessiveness for practice. Okay, guys, every company has their resources. Every company has their systems. And I'm not here to say and critique, because if they have it and they have top earners, it must work. Don't second guess your company's, right, resources. Use them. Don't spend your time trying to redo them or tweak them. Forget about authorship, guys. Okay? Let them do the heavy lifting. That's why you chosen multi-level. Otherwise, why did you choose multi-level? Go build your own systems. Go put your own money into that. They did that for you. Just utilize it. Understand that doesn't make the difference anyway. What makes the difference is the person that is utilizing the resources. Okay? Now, motivation. Do you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe if you were drowning? That's a good one, right? I told this story before. I really relate to this because I've had asthma since I'm 3 years old. And I'm telling you guys, when you have a real severe asthma attack, and you don't know where your next breath is coming from, it's scary. It's frightening. And I've been there. Okay, wondering if I'm going to make it right to the emergency room. Right, and that next breath. Well, that's the analogy he uses. I wanted that next breath so bad, I would do anything for that next breath. But see, most people will go through their entire career not knowing what that means, to have an insane obsession to wanting to succeed. So now, what is my why? Uh-oh. Here we go again. Or how about this, okay? What do you want? What do you want? Okay? I told you I was going to play this, right?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want? What do you want?
3 times.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
Okay. That's it. Right there. What do you want? Can you see my screen again, Larry? Motivation? Yes? Okay. Now, that was a scene from The Notebook. Okay? And isn't it amazing? A simple question like that, a lot of people can't answer. And that's why we talk about this over and over again. I'm sure in the company you're with, how many times have you heard the why? If you break it down, it's what do you want? We're afraid to tell ourselves what we want because it holds us accountable once you say it or once you write it down. We don't want to be held accountable. You know what a lot of people want to do, guys? They want to complain. Because complaining is a reason not to do something because everything isn't perfect. But if you know what you want, do you think those reasons could affect you? No. I know the excuses. I know why we stay stuck. Because everything isn't perfect. We don't have our why down. Think about this today. I played it 3 times. What do you want? Why are you doing what you're doing? Are these goals, why are these goals something I want to achieve? This goes back to what do you want? Why? Why do you want those goals? What's going to change? What will keep me moving forward to achieve my goals? Well, that's a big why. That's a desire. You know, when the desire is there, the how to will come. It's too big. It's not, you wake up thinking about it. You go to bed dreaming about it. How about this one? When times are tough, what will keep me in? When everything goes wrong certain days, and they will, I mean completely wrong, and you start, the other voice creeps in and goes, why are you doing this? Come on, this is ridiculous. What's going to keep you moving forward? How many people have heard that voice? Are you kidding me? I question even if you're alive if you haven't heard that voice. It's there. Well, what keeps you moving forward when that voice comes in? Right? When something is not delivered by your company. When maybe they overpromise and underdelivered. When you hear 55 no's. Right? Or how about this one? When you finally hear a yes. You really want me to buckle your knees? When you finally hear a yes and 3 days later they change their mind and they get a refund. Or they send their product back. You want me to keep going? Because I've heard all of it. I've experienced everything It doesn't make a difference. Jeff and Lisa know where we're going. If they've chosen, whether they say no up front or they say no once they make their decision, doesn't make a difference. That's their journey. They stopped it. I didn't stop mine. How about that one? How many people do you have in your organization right now, right, that aren't doing anything? And you know what you do? You sit there and go, oh, what am I going to do to get so-and-so going? Nothing. Or I'll meet with some of my key people, and they'll say, Jeff, let me go through my people with you. And every time they go through their people with me, it's not that what they're doing, it's what they're not doing. And they're looking at me like I have some magic answer. You know what I keep saying? Here's what I say. Listen, everybody, listen very carefully what I say. Wrong person. Wrong person. Get another one. They don't want to hear that. They think there's something magical, right? And then they start listening to the people doing nothing about what would happen if they took their advice and how they would become successful. This is when you got all these people start listening to the people doing nothing about maybe something that has to be done. And if that happened, they would become successful. Listen to me. Bull, you know what? Baloney. I'll use baloney. Okay? We'll start with baloney. Maybe by the end of the presentation, I'll be using the other one because this makes me nuts. You got the people, you got the blind leading the blind. Well, I'm telling you, I can't put my people on that presentation. And then the person calls up and goes, we have to change the presentation. Who are we listening to? Who are we listening to? Oh, let me look at them up. Oh, you mean the person that hasn't done anything? Oh, got it. Meanwhile, with that same presentation, I'm just using it as an example, you got people sponsoring hundreds of people. Do you see what happens? See, this is when the times get tough. It's amazing what happens when someone doesn't slap you. You ever see that scene where it says, wake up? No, they don't want to do that. And shake the person. Go, let me tell you what's happening. It's being transparent. It's being honest. No one wants to hear this because, you know why? Because it always goes back to the person. They think there's something. Can you imagine me and Lisa going through our entire 25 years with all the secrets and we don't share it with you? But it's amazing how the distributor says, come on, Jeff, give me the magic wand. Like we've had the magic wand. Are you kidding? You know what the magic wand is? Realizing there's no magic wand. That was my realization. For 10 years, I thought there was a magic wand. And I kept thinking they weren't telling me something because they were always in these other meetings I wasn't in. Come on, Jeff. Just give me it. That's where you realize, wait a minute. I've had the magic wand the whole time. I've just procrastinated. Execution. Okay? When once a decision is reached and execution is the order of the day, dismiss absolutely all responsibility and care about the outcome. It's probably one of my favorites because this eliminates the magic wand. Don't be married to the response. Be married to the execution and to the daily activity. Dismiss absolutely all responsibility and care about the outcome. What do most people obsess on? What if they say no? What if they don't do it? What will they think about me? What would they think about the person I put them on with that's doing the three-way call? You ever done that? Put somebody on a three-way call and your prospect didn't like the person? And then that person just sold you. Even though the person you put the person on a three-way call with is wildly successful, you're listening to the person who said no. This is what I'm talking about. Forget the outcome. I am prepared not only to begin well, but I'm prepared to end well. In other words, I'm going to do it till I do it. What are my milestones? Most people use money as milestones. I will treat all obstacles as to a means to the end of what I want to achieve. In other words, it's supposed to happen this way. I'm supposed to have all these no's. I'm supposed to have people quit. I'm supposed to sponsor people that do nothing. It's part of my journey. And you watch how great of a trainer you become after 5 years of doing this. Oh my God, 5 years, Jeff? Watch the bamboo tree. No, guys, you could, listen, you could achieve a lot in 5 years. I'm just saying, if you want something that's going to last, and this is another conversation I just had with somebody. Here's a person this weekend who's been with the same career for 30 years. And I said to him, I said, listen, we have something very special. I'm talking about the company I'm with. Because our company that I'm with right now, guys, is a startup. And I said to the person, I said, listen, in our business, 5 years is the magical number. He goes, 5 years? I said, I have 5 years to become financially independent. I go, you've been doing what you're doing for 30 years. I said, let me ask you a question. Are you rich? He goes, no, I could barely make ends meet. But you've done it for 30 years, 40 hours, 50 hours a week. He goes, okay, got it. See, you got to repeat back what people say to you. Then they realize how dumb it really sounds. I said, listen, if you like what I'm doing, I don't even want your money unless you make a commitment. And now I'm in power, am I not? I'm pushing it away. Because I want to know, okay, and then obviously you're not going to get it all out in one conversation. But he has to know I believe, right? But I want you to treat all obstacles, because they're going to come your way, as just a means to the end. And this is how, then it doesn't affect you. If you take every no personally, man, you're going to be a basket case. You won't talk to anybody. If I don't execute, what negative impact will it have in my life? Here's another big problem in our business. Not too much for most of you. Not too much. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I like the product, but I really want to become a millionaire, but don't really have to. I'm good. My bills are paid. Remember that whole conversation with you? See, this just validates what I've been telling you. I don't need this training to validate it. I know. There's no negative impact for most of you if it doesn't work. So you got to make it have to want to work, if that even makes sense what I just said. You got it, right? Make sure, okay, that you're working towards a goal that if you don't hit it may hurt a little bit. And if it's not money, you got to find something else. How about the future? How about residual income if you don't have it? And that's why a lot of people don't make it in this business. And I go back to the same person. Why do you go to work every day? You don't go to work every day for desire to gain. You go to work every day because of fear of loss. Because if you don't go to work, there's a negative impact. Right? Okay? Treat this business the same way. How can be consistent and complete what it is? Wait, what? How can be consistent and complete what it is? I don't even know what that means. And complete what it is I have to set out to achieve. I don't know. Follow your plan. Okay. Whoever wrote this, if they changed a word, okay, this would be a very successful presentation. You see? Tell me if that makes sense. How can be consistent and complete what it is? I didn't do this. Doesn't matter, right? Okay, who cares? Next slide. Teamwork. This is important. Remember in the beginning, guys, the pins on the map? How many pins do you have on your map? Here's the good news and bad news. If you don't have any pins, that's the good news. If you have a bunch of pins, that's the good news. It also could be the bad news if you have a lot of pins. Because I bet you have a lot of pins not productive. Right? But let me ask you a question. Ready? Ready for this one? If all the pins on your map did what you did last month and earned what you earned last month, would you be rich or would you be broke? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Some of you may be saying, you know what? I'd be rich. Good. Teach your pins how to do what you did then. If you made $1,000 and you have 50 pins on your map, what did it take you to make $1,000? Probably $10,000 in volume to make 1,000. That means you had 50 people doing $10,000. What is that? Isn't that 5 million? What's 10% of that? 50,000 you would have made last month. Do you see how I just did your comp plan for you? Whatever your people make, you usually make. Usually. So there you go. Then now you can identify what the problem is. I haven't taught my people how to make $1,000. Now, watch this one. What if I haven't done anything? Then your people are doing exactly what you do. See how it's amazing how you can't get away from the mirror? Can't. So frustrating. I used to try to look at all the different weird reasons why, okay? And there's only one reason. It was me. Even though my goals may be an individual achievement, I am a social creature. I need people and people need me. They only need you if you know that you know. They only need you if you know that you know. I know that I know, and I know people need me. That's arrogant, Jeff. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. They need to know that I know what they're going to go through. They need to know that I'm a leader. They need to know that I have a plan. They need to know that I have my goals. They need to know that I hold myself accountable. You see that? Because now I'm a leader in their mind. And that's all I want. I want people to know that I'm on their same journey. People are not resources. People are teammates. And I'm going to make somebody my teammate if I know they have the same dreams and desires as me. That's who gets my time. That's who gets my instant response if I have a group. How can I use what I am doing to help others plan, motivate themselves, execute their plan, and achieve success? Well, that's easy, right? Get a result. Hey, Steve, listen, it's Larry. Let me tell you what I did today. What'd you do, Larry? Here, I did this, and I did this, and I got this result. Let's do some three-way calls, Steve. I got this thing down. Right? Create that excitement in your people. How can we each help each other to be successful? You guys, if you have an existing group, do you have a huddle call with them? Right? Do you have presentations? Do you have people that are logging into this if you see value to it, if you're not ready? These are some of the things you can do to help people become successful. You know what? If you had 50 people committed to weekly personal development or daily, whatever, at least you know you have 50 people that want it, right? You got to lead people to the information. Got to lead people to the information. And then you see what they do with it. They may just be professional students. At least you now have something to gauge with them. I must mentor and have a mentor. I don't know everything, but someone else knows what I don't know. Okay, now, some of you may have people, but remember, the only way to get your mentor's attention is to do everything that we're talking about today. There is nobody who you respect is going to turn their back on you if you have your why down, if you have your motivation, if you have your goal set, and you're executing your plan. You got to get their attention. Just because you say, I want a mentor, doesn't mean the mentor appears. The mentor is going to be evaluating if he's going to give you his time. And that's because you did what you were supposed to do first. The mentor doesn't come first. You make the decision that you want this bad enough, and I promise you a mentor will appear. I promise you that. Don't just be this no one's mentoring me. Maybe you don't deserve it. You want the truth? I can't spend time with 1 million people, but I could spend my time with the 10 right ones. Success. It is not the position where you are standing, but the direction you are going. In other words, it doesn't matter where you are. This is where some people get stuck. How can I talk to people if I haven't had the success yet? Have you ever wondered that one? Or when I hear people say this, when I become successful, because all my friends say the same thing to me. Jeff, when you become successful, come talk to me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, dude. You got this wrong. I'm already successful. I'm talking to you. Do you guys get that? I'm already successful. I'm talking to you. I know where I'm going. And I'm going to tell you where I'm going. Do you guys understand the difference? You'll be waiting forever if you're waiting for your success. Who are you going to get success with if no one's joining you? Think about an architect. They have to put together the blueprint first before the building can go up. I got to have the visionary first. Think about all the things that have been created over the last 20 years. Were they successful first? No, they had a plan. And their plan gave them the confidence just to start telling everybody what they were going to do. So it doesn't make a difference, so stop with that. Tell people your business plan. Well, when you become successful, hey, I'm glad you said that, Steve. Let me show you my success. Let me show you what I'm going to do. Look, here's my plan. Here's where I'm going to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Do you know my business this year is going to do $1 million? And I'm going to earn an extra $100,000 this year? Let me tell you how I'm going to do it. And you're part of my plan. You guys see? It's just confidence. Well, when you become successful, let me know. All right, thanks, Steve. Okay, but you can't say you didn't know. And I say this in the back of my head, dummy, and I move on. You know why I say that? He doesn't win the battle. His words didn't affect my outcome. I just say to myself, dummy, wrong person. And I move on. Do I see myself as being successful? Remember, what do you want? Most people can't even answer it. You'd be surprised when you ask people that question. And if they tell you what they want, just ask them, is what you're doing have the ability to get you there? See, we don't have these conversations. They're tough. But when you have any type of a tough conversations, watch how people melt. But you know what you're looking for? The person says, wow, okay. They're out there, but they're 1 out of 100. Failure is never final until you have no more days in which you can fix what you broke or didn't achieve. In other words, are you breathing? You're good then. I'm too old. I'm too young. Okay, it's too hot. It's too cold. The excuses are endless. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. How many times you guys heard me say this? You got to find something you enjoy. If everything here, right, reminds you of a root canal, okay, you're never going to be successful. You got to find your little successes. And I know you guys get pumped up when you go to a company event or you're on a call. And I know that entrepreneurial spirit reignites. But as soon as you leave, what happens to it? What do you need to do to keep the flame lit? Get a result. Happiness. How do I stay happy? Realize most people are going to tell you no. So, I'm happy when I hear a no. I've told you this, guys, 1,000 times. When I'm able to cross somebody off my list is really a good day for me. Because now they don't get my energy. They don't get my attention. Even when someone makes a decision to join my team, and if they do nothing, I'm working with them. I give them the 3-strike rule. If not, mentally, I don't fire them. But mentally, I have to move on from that person. A lot of you got to take that advice. Every time we talk to some of our people in our group, it's the same people they're talking about. They're doing nothing. So, that's a good thing. I'm happy. At least I identified that. What am I going to do? Keep them on the membership, keep them on the auto ship, and that's all they're going to produce. Watch this. If I have a person doing nothing, remember the pin on the map? They're doing nothing, but they're on your company auto ship. Do you know how you make that successful? Just realize the only thing going to come out of that pin is $100 a month. Don't set them with a goal to do $1 million for you if you know without a doubt they've never done more than 100. Now you're insane. Just count on $100 auto ship from that pin every month. Is that bad? No. This is how you change being excited. Man, I'm excited. That pin produces $100 a month. They're on your auto ship. That means you're making what? $10 from that person. That's what you could count from that pin. Don't expect the pin to produce $1 million if they've never done it. See, it's realistic expectations even for the people that you bring in. Once I have achieved my success, what happens then? What's next? Uh-oh. What's next? Well, what's next for me? We've achieved wild success in this industry. We've achieved unbelievable failure in the industry. What keeps us going? People do. People do. It's looking for that person. Nothing like it, guys. When you find it, and you find that person that's motivated, or now it's about what? Helping others? Giving back? Some of you used to say that to me. That's what I really want, Jeff. Great. Guys, risk more than others think is safe. Care more than others think is wise. Dream more than others think is practical. I love that one. You can't do that. You're crazy, right? You're living in your own, right? Your own dreams. Yes. Expect more than others think is possible. Once more into the fray, into the last good fight I ever known. Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day. Okay? Now, here's what I will tell you in our business, in the business you guys have chosen. Okay? In this business, there's 86,400 seconds in each day. How are you going to use them? Think about that. Think about your schedule. Think about what you're willing to commit to. And then just find the time, okay, that you need to execute your plan. Make it fun, right? All the things that we talk about on Success Zone. All the things. Every day you should be putting something into effect that you're learning. And not just from us or from me, it's from whatever you're doing. The best way to learn is to do. Okay, wouldn't you guys like to have, okay, your own forum and you have your group of people because you've done what you're supposed to do and they're following you? See, these are the little things, okay, that help everybody take the next step. So, only because I love it so much, I'm going to leave you guys with this one more time. Great. Stay with me.
It's about security.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, wait.
Money!
What are you talking?
He's got a lot of money.
Now I hate you, you
Well, I
smug
hate
bastard.
you. If you leave here, I hate you.
What
Hey, you
have you
if you
ever
leave
paid
here.
attention to anything that's been...
Wrong scene. I'll leave you with it. What do you want? See you guys Wednesday.